Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment capital of the world. Well, today we have a special guest with us, but first let me introduce my co-host, Shelly Stevens, who's an entertainer here in Las Vegas herself. Shelly, welcome to the show as my co-host from now on.
It's my pleasure to be here.
And we have Robert Edmonds, who's a retired U.S. Army from 2013. You did 36 years in the service. Thank you for serving.
It was my honor, Joe.
Yeah, very good to have you here today. And you served in Europe and Hawaii and various countries throughout the world and the United States. Robert, you performed duties as a medic and paramedic, and you were a flight medic, nurse, clinical administrator, and trainer.
I was.
Yeah, you did a lot, buddy. You had a jack of all trades. You did a little bit of everything.
I stayed busy.
I
stayed busy.
That's good. Now you hold a master's degree in health care management.
Yes, I do.
And can you tell us a little bit about that?
During my career in the Army, I decided that I wanted to stay in the medical field. I didn't bounce all around, although you have a lot of additional duties that you acquire just by nature of your rank.
Yeah.
And because you have to be a soldier, and then you have a career profession that you work on at the same time. So once I finished the Army and retired, I was just about to finish up my master's degree. I had about a year left, and when I got out, I completed that after I got out. So I'm not working in that career field, totally different lane that I went down, but it's good to have.
Well, now you got a second life now and doing for the better. We all need the kind of service you're in now. You're in the solar panel business now.
I am. I have a company called Integrity Solar America, LLC, and we do residential and commercial solar installations throughout Las Vegas and other states in the area, too, in the region.
Okay, well, before we continue with your projects, let's talk a little bit about Shelly. Shelly, you're my co-host now and on this show, on the Joe Cortez Show, and it's an honor to have you here with me. And I just want to say, as part of your field that you're a professional entertainer right now, along with your great husband, Wesley.
Yeah.
Wesley Stevens.
Absolutely.
His wife is nice.
That's right.
You guys perform all over Las Vegas. Can you tell me a little bit about your career?
Okay, well, let's see. I started off, we're from Philadelphia originally. And I decided I wanted to do a little bit more, and I had always loved watching TV, and I'm like, oh my God, I could do that. I wanted to be an actress. So I started doing Broadway musicals. I went to New York, and I started doing musicals in New York, and then I was just traveling between Philadelphia, and I was born in Jersey, just the tri-state area, Philly, New York, New Jersey. That was my stomping grounds. And I realized I wanted to see more of the world. So I'm like, how can I do that? On a budget. Okay, I'll be a flight attendant. So I was a flight attendant with Pan Am. So yeah, I'm dating myself.
How many years were you with Pan Am?
Oh my God, I was with Pan Am for like 9 years.
9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And you became entertainer when you met your husband?
Well, yeah, because I still had the acting bug and the entertaining bug inside of me. And then one time I was home on a break from Pan Am, and my girlfriend took me out for my birthday, and we went into this restaurant, and Wesley was playing the piano. And he came over. He knew my friend that had brought us out there, so he came over to the table, started talking, and he knew I had a musical background. So he said, "Come up to the piano and sing something with me." I'm like, "Okay, sure." So I sang, and somebody hired us that night to work
Wow.
at a club around the corner. And I'm like, "Really? This can happen?" Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I quit my job with Pan Am, and then that's how we ended up starting out together.
Yeah, well, we have some video clips and some photos of you in your entertainment stuff. Rick, a great engineer, Rick Manning in Las Vegas. And Rick Manning going to show a little bit of Wesley's twice as nice, Wesley and Shelly. And let's see a little bit of what we got here.
I didn't send any videos, though, because our videos, they're so long.
Okay, so you said send some photos?
I sent him some photos because what happened was we went to Japan. We lived in Japan for 10 years. We were performing there. This here is on a ship. We did ships for like 23 years. That was in Japan at the Blue Note Club. We performed just about all over the world, and then cruise ships extended us. We were good friends with the sumo wrestlers, Konishiki. He's one of our best friends. He lives in Hawaii. Whenever we go to Hawaii, we visit him and his family. We performed at all the sumo functions. We were doing so much, and now we're here in Vegas, and we're performing at a place called Lola's.
Okay.
On Saturday nights, we're there.
I hear you got something coming up at the Sterling Club here in Las Vegas.
Yes, we do. Thanks to our guest here and you, Robert and Joe. It's like, since we've been at Lola's, we met the greatest people. You know, when we left the cruise ships COVID happened and all the ships kind of like went under and we came home and we were like, okay, what are we going to do now? You know, we have to start a whole career again over, you know, in Vegas. And Vegas is full of so many wonderful entertainers. So anyway, we were lucky enough to meet Joe. And we met Joe and Robert came in to Lola's and then he hired us for a private party and then we've been hanging out with Joe and it's just been great, you know. So thanks to these two guys right here, I'm honored to say I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Well, I think you're giving me too much credit.
No,
certainly
serious.
because
you had a Super Bowl party. We played over your house,
you did.
right?
Well, if everybody has the opportunity to listen to you, they'll understand, why it is there's such an attraction for you. And I'm sure you'll be very successful.
Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Yeah, thank you.
Well, Robert, I want you to tell us a little bit about what you do with your project in the solar panel business. I know you do that here in Las Vegas. And are you doing any other places besides Las Vegas?
Yeah, New Mexico, California, Utah, Arizona, in this immediate region here. So it typically is a nicer place to actually put solar panels in because we have more sun throughout the year in this part of the country.
Yeah, we have more sun than most states in the country.
Absolutely right. That is true.
Now, what is the benefit of having solar panels?
Well, one of the benefits for me is the environmental impact that it has, in the environment. It helps to save the environment. I've got 17 grandkids, and I often find myself wondering, what I can do to contribute to trying to preserve what's going on in the environment these days that will help sustainability for the planet so that this world that we live in as we know it, my grandkids and their kids will be able to experience that. Aside from that, there are some tax breaks that are being made available for people who want to go solar if they have a tax appetite. It's currently 30% right now. There's also the added benefit of cutting down your energy costs for your own home or business. So you can save a significant amount of money by going green.
So they can go, a lot of them, they can go a benefit of a tax write-off.
Absolutely.
Especially for business, right?
For business, yes. You can write off the whole amount of the purchase for a system for a business, yes. But homeowners get the 30% incentivized tax credit. So that would be the difference. Okay. So we do have other ways that, let me just say this. It all depends on the individual and what their needs are. For some people, it's a combination of those things I just mentioned. For others, they may have a tax appetite. And they just want to have a tax write-off at the end of the year and take advantage of that 30% incentivized tax credit because they know they're going to owe the government. Yeah, well, a lot of people don't know that they need some kind of a tax write-off. I mean, we all need that. I mean, there's no question about it. Sometimes, Joe, you'd be surprised. Some people who are retired, fully retired, that don't have to pay taxes. They're not working anymore. So that tax write-off is not necessarily good for them. So we have other ways of financing that
That's what
are
I was
more
going to
appealing.
ask you. Is there financing available?
Yeah, there is.
Okay.
And the financing at this point right now, you don't need anything to qualify except for a minimum score of 650 credit score. And there's no money out of pocket for us to put the system in.
So there's no zero?
Zero down, zero out of pocket, yeah. Now, that's not the cost of the system. I want to be clear here. You're not getting the system for free. Right. But you end up paying for the system, and the system will pay for itself, certainly, over time.
Wow. And you have discounts available as well, right?
Discounts for the system? We do.
Yeah.
The state of Nevada currently isn't offering any tax credits or rebates right now. They're not doing that. But there is an incentivized tax credit you can get, and my company offers up to $2,000 in a cash rebate, depending on the size of your system that you install. And that goes directly to the homeowner.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
That's good stuff. I mean, and then what is the installment when somebody gets it installed for the first time? Any fee you got to put up front there?
None at all.
No, because you get zero down. None.
Zero down, nothing at all. All we do at that point is there's a process that has to happen. And the first thing I like to do is educate a customer when I go to meet with a customer. I want to know what it is that they expect from solar. It could be the incentivized tax credit. It could be they want to help the environment. It could be a host of things. They want to save money every month because in the summertime they're getting energy bills in excess of $500, $600, $700 in some instances, especially if you have a pool. And so that could be what appeals to them. And if that's the case, I'm going to design a system based on what that need is.
Yeah, now what kind of warranty do they have?
It's up to 25 years once we install the
25
system.
years, wow.
25 years, and that's not something like a homeowner's warranty or a warranty on your appliances in your house where you pay a service fee for them to come out. It's not like that. It's fully covered for 25 years, and that's what makes it great. So if you call us because there's something wrong, chances are we'll know it before you do, because there's an app that you can have that allows you to see how much your system is producing. We monitor that as well. And if we see that there's a problem, we'll probably call you before you even know it's out, because the microinverters that are on that system will still allow for the system to operate, but it won't operate as efficiently as it could if one or two of those microinverters go out.
Right. So this is something that that's so helpful, because I mean, if you viewers out there watching, let me tell you that this is a way to save money, especially with the economy is today. I mean, we need a little help. And I'm sure that Robert Edmonds has something very, very, very helpful for you guys out there. I mean, if somebody wants to reach out to you to get more information, to say, I want to get the solar put in, how can they reach you?
Yeah, if, they can call 800-988-1569. That's the direct number to the company. And we also have information available in Spanish as well. So if they dial that number and go to extension 801, they will be connected to one of our senior solar energy advisors in that department who speak Spanish.
So, los que hablan español pueden escuchar aquí y llamar al 800-988-1569 para más información.
Okay, very good. I caught most of that.
That's the New Rican coming out.
Absolutely, I got you. I like that.
A little bit of my little Spanglish, I try to get by a little bit.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
But this is so informative, because I mean, this is the reason why I brought you on the show. When I met you and you told me what you're doing, I said, "Wow, this is very informative, good stuff for people out there to know more about." Because solar panels have been around for how many years now?
In the last years of late, probably for the last 15 years, easy. And then it started to gain more traction once the federal government started to offer the incentivized tax credit, which was at some point 26%, and it went up to 30%. So now that it's 30%, it's going to remain 30% for a while. And the beauty is that even though this year, say you have solar put on your panels, and you get that incentivized tax credit of 30% of the total cost of your system, you get to use that money for over the next 10 years to apply down until you exhaust those funds.
Wow.
Okay, for the federal government. Now, that's only good, though, if you owe the government. If you don't owe the government's not going to write you a check. And unfortunately, there are some reps that are out there that will tell you you're going to get money back from the government, when in fact, if you don't owe the government, then you can't apply it. And the IRS, as you know, is not in the business of giving out money.
Now, what is the average bill for normal, let's say the normal home? What is the average bill a month?
You know what, Joe?
Compared to what they pay. Let's say someone would pay $200 a month. What would they pay with the solar system?
Now, I'm going to guesstimate, because every system is different, simply because there are a lot of variables. How many people live in the house? Exactly. How many people using the power? Right. Do you use power at night? Do you only use it in the daytime?
Okay, so give me the average.
I would say, ballpark, he's going to nail me down. He's coming after me. I would say, if I can give you an example, if somebody had a $500 bill, and we put a system on there that was efficient enough to meet the needs that they currently use, then I would say they could save a minimum of 50% of what that bill would be. Right. Chances are it's going to be far more than that, more like 75% of what that total cost would be. And here's why. If they're using power, because during the day, your system actually generates power. Right. Okay, that power that's absorbed by the sun is DC power. It goes through an inverter, and that inverter changes it to AC power. That AC power is what you need for your house. That process only happens when the sun is shining on your panels during the day. So at night, if you're having parties 7 days a week and you're using just as much power at night as you are in the daytime, then that's going to be a problem for you, because you're still going to have a bill.
Wow. You know what I like about your program is that one of the benefits of going solar is for each installation, there will be a contribution to disabled veterans in the Wounded Warrior Foundation. Can you tell us something about that? I think
That's one of my pet peeves after being in so long. So I have to look out for, the veterans, which in
That's
fact we do
great.
offer discounts for veterans who decided they wanted to go green. So if they put solar panels on their house, they get that in addition to that. And then I felt that it was the right thing to do to support those organizations.
Oh, that's great.
That's
Great.
absolutely wonderful. Really.
Now, do you have these solar panels? What kind of value will it add to your home?
That's a good question. Generally speaking, you can expect for your house, for every kilowatt that you have on your home, probably around $5,000 to $6,000, depending on who's doing that evaluation on your home. So when I had my panels put on my home, I had my house reassessed again, and when they did that, it increased significantly.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna call out numbers, but I was pleased.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, just think for a minute. If somebody's buying a house and it's got solar panels on it, that means that when they move into that house, that bill that they're going to have is not going to be a big bill anymore.
Yeah.
One of the biggest bills that we have today, particularly in this area and in California, is your electric bill.
That's right.
Your electric bill exceeds your car payment. It jumped right up there.
But actually, and both sides really win. It's a winner for both sides, for the seller and for the buyer.
I agree
Sure,
100%. That is so
question about
true.
it.
Yep, absolutely.
The seller because his value is a little higher, and the buyer because he's going to benefit from the bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, the convenience of moving into a home and not having such a bill that's going to paralyze you when you see it.
Exactly. That's great information because our viewers out there know that the cost of living these days is a little bit more than it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago. And you got to look for a shortcut to cut the corners a little bit. So this is why I brought Robert Edmonds on the show today to share this information to you. Shelly, can you tell us a little bit about the way things are in the economy, the way it is today, to the way it was 10, 15 years ago?
Oh, it's definitely a lot
Why
worse.
you would benefit if you had a solar system?
I think I definitely would benefit because just as you said, our electric bill has risen so much. It's ridiculous. And now even the gas bill, everything's going up. Everything. So if you can find any way to cut costs, with energy, with gas, with everything, then I think that's definitely something good.
Well, I haven't been able to figure out how to deal with the gas situation yet, but certainly on the power side and the energy side with regards to electricity, we can fix that with solar panels.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah.
Eventually you're going to come up with something with gas eventually.
Somebody will.
I mean, I was watching something on the news today, but they were showing where people can get like your socket where you put your bulb. Yeah. And now you can put a piece of equipment in there with a fan with blades on it. You plug it in there, and it's like a fan.
And it generates energy?
Yeah, well, it gives you having more air in the house, like a fan.
Okay.
Okay. I think people come up with so many great ideas.
They do.
I mean, this is great. I mean, what do you see in the future with panels? What's happening? Anything at the horizon?
You know what? I get that question quite a bit. People ask me about the smaller roofing materials that look like a roof as opposed to a panel on a house. Mm-hmm. And I asked some of the designers how they felt about that, and they told me there's too many fail points in all of those smaller shingles that they would make. You'd have maybe 1,500 of those on your house, and aesthetically it looks nice.
Yeah.
But let's be real. How many people look at their roofs when they go into their house?
Yeah.
They're not looking up as they're walking into the house to see the roof, and before you know it, you don't even realize they're up there anymore until you get your power bill. So there are some changes. Certainly things change all the time that are certainly going to continue to change, and that's what technology is all about.
Right.
But for the time being, we have solar panels to eliminate that cost. Now, your solar panels are going to be working for you and will only degrade by anywhere from 3 to 5% over that 25-year period. That means that system is going to produce that energy at that rate minus that small percentage at the end of 25 years.
Yeah,
How good is that?
Well, you're talking about changing, time change. I mean, I remember when the cell phones came out,
Okay.
It was big like a brick.
I had one of
You
those.
know, it was like a brick. It was like 2 pounds.
That's right.
You know, and look what we have today. You know?
That's right.
So the times do change, and the scientists and all these technicians out there, they come up with ways to modify things a little bit more. And I think that eventually with the solar panels, I think they're going to come down to modify that to the point where you can hardly, probably, you're saying the different setups with the roofing, but I'm sure they'll come up with something that'll be much smaller.
Absolutely.
Just as effective as it is, like it is with the phones.
Probably even more, because right now we're installing 400 kilowatt solar panels. Each panel produces
400
that
kilowatts.
much. So I'm sure in the near future you'll see 500 to 600 kilowatts that are actually probably smaller.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, for sure.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
I mean, times do change things, and that's the way it is in life, with everything we do. But I can tell you that you viewers out there watching, this gentleman comes up with a great concept of solar panels. It's something we should look into. I know I have, but we have to look into it a little more with more individuals out there like Robert. I mean, Robert has something good. Not only has he served in the military so many years, but now he's serving in the community to get you guys to save a little money with the solar panels. Now, this is something, Robert, that I'm so happy that I brought you on the show, because you do bring a lot of information, a lot of for the individuals out there to learn how to save money, which we need today, especially when you get up in age. When you get up a certain age in your life, you said, I don't have any more income coming in, and whatever I have saved or whatever for my retirement,
Absolutely.
and I need a little bit, any little penny saved will go a long ways
Right.
as you become older. But I know that you did something very informative for our viewers out there today.
And that's the main point, is to educate the consumer, educate that business owner or that homeowner on what solar can do for them. Because if I come out to your house and you got trees all over and you can't get enough sun on those panels to put it up there, it may not be a good fit. So I come to tell you that and make sure you're informed before you make your purchase, whether it's with me or someone else. Just go green.
So somebody calls you up, again, they're going to reach you at the 800-988-1569 to get more information. But now, one of the information things they're going to ask is, if I want to get somebody to come out, does it cost me anything to get an estimate?
Absolutely not. Absolutely nothing. That whole process, it won't cost you a dime out of your pocket directly.
Yeah.
If anything, the first thing you're going to realize is that you're saving money when you get your first energy bill, once the system is up and running. It takes approximately, NV Energy is so backed up right now with trying to get the systems online. And so therein lies a problem. But we can get it installed for you in as little as 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks tops. And then once we get it installed, it's up to NV Energy to give you the PTO, which is the permission to operate the system. And I will personally come out at that point and turn the system on for you. In addition, when our crew comes out to actually install those solar panels on your house, I'll be there also so that I can do a formal introduction for you and the crew that's going to be up on the top of your house.
Would there be any shutdown time with a...
Not at all. No interruption in service for us to do that.
Okay, that's very informative. A lot of people feel like they'd
Right.
lose a day or two without electricity.
No, that's impossible. We can't let that happen, huh?
Okay.
Yeah.
So the power will always be working while installation and it is going on.
That's correct.
It would be the last day, the last minute to do the plug, and that's it.
That's right. There
One
you
comes
go.
off and one comes on, right?
That's it.
Maybe
That's
5 minutes
basically
and that's it.
That is it.
That's
The
it.
system is actually online until you flip the switch, and so
Yeah,
you
because
know.
a lot of people don't even think about that. But I'm always thinking out the box. I like to always say, what if?
Right,
You know?
right.
Because especially when you're a senior, or if you got somebody who has a kind of a medical device at home, has to be turning on all the time.
Absolutely.
You can't have no shutdown.
You can't. You
Okay,
certainly
good.
can't.
Right,
Yep.
right, for sure.
Yep.
I'm so glad that we were able to give the information. Now, again, if you want to get this system put in, how long would it take?
To actually install the system, 14 to 21 days.
40 to
Tops.
21 days.
Yeah.
Okay, and is that going to cost zero down?
Zero down. Nothing
Zero.
out of your pocket. Absolutely
So,
nothing.
and it'd be like a reverse income. Maybe you have income coming in right off the back.
Right.
Because you're saving.
Right. In your savings on your energy bill.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
correct.
Now, does not include the gas. That's why they electricity.
Yeah, only electricity.
Really let people-
Yeah, we're working on the gas.
You work it out again. We said that before, but our viewers say, are they working on that?
I don't know, Joe.
Yeah.
That's out of my wheelhouse. I don't
Okay,
know about that side of
We've
it.
got to look into that because that's one of the things that's kind of gas. It could be kind of costly these days. You have certain companies in town, in your town, that the prices go up, and sometimes they kind of rip you off about the gasoline. I mean, the gas prices.
Right.
For gasoline too, but gas. I'm talking about gas,
In the
natural
home.
gas, natural gas at home.
Right. So the natural gas, if I had to make a suggestion to someone on how to address that
Right.
issue, especially the way the price is increasing so significantly, it would be to convert all of those gas devices that you have in your house to electricity and let your solar panels absorb that cost.
Yeah.
Because if I design that system for you, planning ahead, like for example, if you know you want to put a pool in and you want to get solar, I factor that into the design so that when you do get it, your system can handle that extra load on
You're
it.
gonna have that.
Mhm.
The heated,
Absolutely.
heated pool.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
nobody wants to go jump in that cold water.
No, nobody wants to do that.
You wanna-
But that's
the
one way to
jacuzzi.
do it, because if you have gas that's heating up that heater, then of course that's one problem too. And the same if you have a gas stove, you know? So if you convert that to electricity,
Yeah.
then that would be the fix.
That'd be the fix, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of people are cutting down from gas to electric.
Right.
And I mean, I would say maybe 60% of the individuals out there have gas stove are going to electric
Yes,
because of that reason.
that's exactly right.
Yeah, of course.
And I like cooking with gas, yo, so
Yeah.
I really prefer it. But I got to a point where I said, you know what, if I really want to cook gas that bad, I'll go get a propane cylinder and I'll go outside and cook it on the grill
Yeah.
and eat that way.
Yeah, go out camping, light up your own
Right.
little gas tank. But I tell you, it is so important that, we were able to talk about this today at the show, because a lot of times I bring out athletes, or entertainers on the show, lawyers, law enforcement individuals in all kinds of fields. But this one really touched me because when I met you, you told me you're the solar panel. I said, a lot of individuals really need this service. They got to find a way to do. You drive around, and you see some houses with panels on them, most of them without it. But we have to get the word out there for individuals. This is the best way to go right now.
Absolutely.
Because solar is a way to save money. It's something that's needed more than ever before.
Absolutely.
And I think in due time, everybody going to go with solar panel.
At some point, I think
Once
they should.
everybody wakes up
That's
to
right.
reality.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
This
Now-
is great. I'm happy you explained all this to me, because after performing on cruise ships for 23 years, I had no
You
idea.
missed it, huh?
Yeah, I had no idea what solar
You
meant.
know what?
Now,
Sometimes they'll have some solar panels on some of those ships.
they
If I ever get the opportunity to do it, I would love to do that.
They're gonna need them.
I got you.
Everybody gonna need them because it's something that everybody around the world is coming down to reality. To realize, we have to do something to make some changes
I agree.
to save some money, and you have to stay up with the modern time. Everything changes, and we have to always say we got to make changes for the better.
There's a lot of controversy about whether or not global changes in our environment are real or not. Global warming, is it real? Is it real?
Yeah.
Well, I believe it's real. Okay?
Definitely.
And collectively, as a planet, we all need to do our part to reduce that carbon footprint so we can save the planet and help that not be have such an impact on the future. So
That's so true.
that's the biggest driving force for me, Joe.
Robert, let me ask you a question. Now, you also, that's something that you're going to do. We honor to make contribution for each installation for disabled American veterans. Can you tell us a little bit about that real quick?
Yeah, the DAV, Disabled American Veterans, is an organization that actually does just that. It helps and supports disabled American veterans that you see that come back from their tour of duty,
Right.
whatever branch of service they're in, doesn't matter. And our veterans need that kind of support. And so that's why I chose that organization along with the Wounded Warriors, the two separate organizations. But they work similarly to support veterans and to make sure their transition back into what a normal life could be for them is one that they can adapt to and adjust to a little easier.
Okay, can you tell us, we mentioned about a code. you get receive a $250 discount on your new system. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
The $250 discount on that system?
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get a system and they get that system, it's up to $2,000 that they could get depending on the size of their system. Now that's something that my company is providing homeowners should they decide to go green. I'm unable to tell you what that exact number would be. It could be as high as $2,000, but it's going to be at least $250 to $500 that they would get in the form of a rebate paid out by my company.
Yeah, very good. Okay, again, give us a website where people can go to check into.
Yeah, absolutely. And that website is integritysolarAmerica.com. And the email address is rather long. It's solar@integritysolarAmerica.com.
Okay, Robert Edmonds and Shelly, thank you guys for our show today. Our viewers, I'm sure, will say, this is one of the better shows because we got a lot of information, because we're saving you some money. You're not spending money here, you're saving money. Take care, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Robert, thank you. Shelly, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Shelly.
Thank you.
And you too, Joe. I appreciate it.